Hello, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet. And for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for the introduction, Raven. Before we get into the game, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Grinding Coffee Company and Fundamental RPG. Got it right this time. Be sure to check out grindingcopy.co and use their code to check out RAVVYN for 13% off your order. Next, I'd like to take a moment to introduce our beautiful, wonderful cast. Yes, and just so no one forgets, since wasn't here this time, let's start with the beautiful Sassy.
Hello! I am Jordan, aka Sassy with Sander, and today I'm going to be playing the amazing, little bit old Gert, who's fantastic and sassy and ready for love.
Thank you very much. Next, we have the boisterous Para, who I believe is a beautiful barbarian.
Hey there, I'm Par. I'll be playing Jin today in our game. I am the resident bodyguard archetype guy, an Earth Genasi barbarian who's just here to, clean up a few bad guys where I have to.
Thank you very much. And now for the always subservious Otto.
I am Eshi. I'll be playing the changeling troublemaker, Otto, stirring pots and setting fire to things, apparently.
Hey, not just fires, but invisible fires. Recap for last week. We had while they were waiting for Black-Eyed Bertha to arrive with their Golem rock cart, went off on little vignettes, stopping first in the hole in the wall, where Jin met up with some past friend, a dragon, and Born, who's stuck in horoscopes, gave them a bag of edible salt, making everything now edible. As well as finding out little pieces about the Blood Queen, who has a saber-toothed tiger named Insane Kitty that's been scaring up some vampires. And And by Otto's insertion, there's apparently some bad apple elves of the House of Warding starting up some trouble. I wonder what that Otto meant by that. As they exited, they found out a raven that had been spying on them and pointed out that they were being followed, which they then found a spy who they promptly defeated, hit with a little magic missiles to the head, and fortunately getting off to an alley, needed to get rid of the body with invisible flames. So this has all been going off in the background, I would wager, while Gert has been off on their own date with Bloodmaw, a large demonic gorilla, at Domway for their sandwiches. And as we come in, we'll bring in on that establishing shot where you can see Domway, where we're going to make you a dang sandwich and we're going to make sure right, it's done the right way. Where everything is authentically made, even the fires of hell to cook your feet. So you know it's rightfully toasty. On a fine little table with little bits of like the finest of waters. We have Gert and Bloodmaw sitting at a table for their date. And Bloodmaw is just looking very awkward and just like, oh, hello there.
Gert is like sitting in the booth, crisscross applesauce. She's very small. She's a little wrinkly. And she's like getting everything like she's laying out her napkin on the side. And she goes, so, we're on a date. Love is in your doorstep. Hello. My name's Gert.
Hello.
She like winks at him.
Nervously just like waves for putting like arms straight alongside, very nervous, almost has a little bit of sweat, and then like, and then pulls out a leather vest, pulls out probably a giant sunflower, looks about the size of your head. I got this for you.
Oh, I've been looking for one of these. And she grabs it, flips it upside down, and uses it as a back scratcher.
Yes, that is exactly its purpose. Sweating nervously.
So are we gonna eat?
I
need a sandwich. Is that what they call them here?
Yes. And as like you say that, you see kind of like a very like octopi flump hover over to you, having a pencil for many notes, like taking it down, like essentially as they came along, there was taking orders for different people, and gets to your table going, hello there, how can I help you at Domway, where you are certainly getting your sandwich the right way?
I want the special.
Oh, okay. Now, do you want our normal special, or would you like our hellish special?
The second one.
Oh, spicy! And then just kind of like as their arms rotates, they plop out a piece of paper that's a waiver for the hellish normal sandwich.
Gert will. Is there like a pen?
Like it's just attached to
because Oh, okay. She'll take the pin. At first, she's gonna think that you want her to like sign in blood, and so she's gonna like pause for a second, look at her finger, notice the pin, pick up the pin, sign the paper, and then as she like finishes signing her name, look up again at her date and like wink again, and then like hand it back. She's trying to
Bloodbond kind of like right before you hands it, signs it as well. Me too. I'll have what she's having. Ooh, spicy. And the Flump just kind of like hovers going over to a couple more tables before it goes behind some double-decker doors.
So, come around these parts often?
Yes. Only place in town give you 12 meatballs for a foot long.
That's a lot of meatballs.
Yes, but it is a meatball per inch. So you actually get, on 12 inches of bread, 12 inches of meat.
That's a lot. That's about, and she like is trying to measure to herself. I don't know, but I'm ready. I've heard nothing but good things.
Oh, yeah.
And she kind of sits there for a minute. Like, she is like she's looking around. Like, are we sitting by a window?
We can be if you want.
I was just gonna ask, like, what is around us?
Roughly like you see like another couple of tables, like you see some sandwich being made out of ice that what looks to be an ice genasi is devouring happily, while you see kind of like a couple of seats over, you see a couple of kobolds that are trying to nibble on a sandwich that is 2 times their own size. Like they're on the table just trying to attack the sandwich, trying to get into it. Like this place caters to a lot of people of different sizes and such. There's even like one with a little table that's for rats, where you have 2 rats are sharing a piece of cheese together, just slicing off between each other.
I think Gert like takes a minute and kind of looks around. She doesn't mind like the awkward silence. She's just really hungry, and she's there for love, but she's also there for food. So she's gonna sit there for a minute, just gonna take the whole environment in. She gets really amused with the people trying to eat the giant sandwich. And she like giggles to herself a little bit.
Yeah, you giggle as you see the kobolds trying to attack. Ah, no! From the rear! Trying to use pack tactics to attack this sandwich.
So, what do you do for work?
Well, for the most part, I do guarding a couple of witches and houses. But for the most part, my love is in up wrestling, where I can eviscerate my enemies. I have been known as a blood maw, whereas I have broken the spines of one. I will cut my mouth and spew blood out of my mouth. Now, in a fountain of blood.
Gert like gives you like the up and down look and goes, $10 I could take you.
Well, that's pretty.
She like puts up her muscles and then like pushes it up in the back.
Yeah, and like you see him kind of like stretch over and go on the underpart just to kind of like raise it a little bit more.
And she like jumps and like, can I reach far enough to like slap him? Yeah, I just like real fast, like reflexes.
Spicy, I like that. I like
I
a woman
say.
that can kick my ass.
I'm a woman of many talents and I kick a lot of asses. So, anyways. Where's my sandwich?
Like, as you say that, like, you see kind of like the flump has multiple trays, like it's just whirling around on multiple tables. It's just rolling up, just like, here's a fruit, here's a fruit, here's a fruit, here's a fruit. And then kind of like when he gets to you guys, it just goes, okay, one moment. Places its hands down on the table, going, and the table itself seems to vibrate a bit. Almost kind of like you can see in its eyes little giants of flames. In this giant small little tentacles seem to radiate with energy as in front of you, two, subs at first just in fire and flames. And as he finishes with the last indentations, they coalesce with a sandwich that kind of almost like glisten with this nice brown gold to the crust. Very kind of like perfectly toasted. Has even like that nice little buttery where the meats and cheeses are just decadent in there. And you can notice a couple of little pieces of ghost peppers kind of like sticking out along the edges of the crust. I hope you enjoy, before kind of like just hovering away to another table with food.
Gert will take a pause to take in the glory of this sandwich, flames and all. And she will look at the sandwich, look up at her date, look back at the sandwich, and I would like to attempt to eat the sandwich in 2 bites.
I'm going to need a constitution roll.
I better succeed this, because if I don't, I'm going to be vastly disappointed. Let's see if this. Wait, how do I? Did I do it? I did it. Yay!
Yes, but it's not enough. I will, if you can come up with a creative, way to describe how you're eating it, I will give you advantage.
You know what? I'm just gonna. I think that truthfully, she goes to take the sandwich in 2 bites. She like grabs it with both hands, rips it apart. She's trying to impress her date, and like makes a big scene of it, and then like goes to eat one half of it, realizes she can't fit the whole thing in her mouth, puts the other half of the sandwich down, and goes, hold up. And then she like covers her mouth and like chews for a minute, and then like awkwardly and ashamed like eats the other half of one half of the sandwich.
Okay.
And then like kind of sits there looking at the other half like I've failed.
Okay, that's enough. I'll give you another. There. I'll give you you did it. Good description. Let's give it with advantage now. Let's see if like you succeed.
She like takes a deep breath. It's like, this is my only chance. I gotta redo it. She has one half of the sandwich left.
You crit!
Yay!
Oh, like that is like almost like it's more of like you get it more like it was not done in the proper order. You just do that. It's more like as you go into it, it's very delicate, almost like Hank Sushi Chef, or just chop. Get it into bite-sized meats, and almost as if it's a giant little pile that's in a pyramid, and before just shoving it all into your mouth in one gulp, and just Bloodbar goes, wow. He is very impressed. And if, like, you want to persuade on anything, you probably have advantage now. And with that, he's going to try to do exactly what you did. Let's see how well he does. Oh! So close.
No!
You outshine him. You outshine him.
Good.
Like
As
with
it
a
should
17, he's able to accomplish his goal, but he is not as stylish or as brazen as you.
Gert like flips her hair. She, you know, I like someone who can, meet me where I'm at stylistically eating sandwiches. So she's kind of looking, he didn't do as good as her, but I mean, like, there's a lot to offer there with like all the hair and, just the general like demeanor, the extracurricular activities. You can tell as she sits there, she's like thinking really hard, and like inside her head she's making all these lists of like pros and cons, like can't eat a sandwich in 2 bites but wrestles on the weekends, like
And could possibly pick you up and you could ride on their shoulder.
yeah, like there's a lot to offer here. And she's gonna kind of take a pause, grab her napkin, and out of Gertrude fashion, dab delicately, drop it on the table, lean in on one hand, and go, this has been nice, but I think I'm gonna have to catch you another time. I've got a world to save, people to see, things to do.
Yes, we have to have that fight. Like, you gotta beat me up at some point.
So Gert like stands up on, are we in a booth?
Yeah.
She stands up on the booth and then hops up on the table and like goes, until next time, and like walks off the edge of the table, plops down onto the floor, and then makes a grand exit.
Yeah, I imagine like he was right about to, as you had the hand out, was right about to try to kiss your hand before you just took off.
She also, though, can it be close enough where I literally just flick the nose? Ain't nobody got time for those chillins, PDA. And she makes her exit.
Okay. So I imagine like as you go down like a couple of streets, like you notice kind of like this big rock almost cart. And that's almost like very much like a golem, like walk up to you and just almost like bows down. Just before out pops Mithro through like a big kind of like opening, like a carriage where you could just walk and go, Garth!
Hello! What are you doing here?
I'm here to pick you up. I've already got the rest in here.
Do we have snacks?
Of course there's snacks. What do you think of me? I'm a hag. Of course there's snacks.
Okay, good. And she like throws her arm around her new friend and like they hobble up into the little golem thing.
Yeah. And you notice like everything inside there is the finest quality. Like it looks very nice. Like this is like 5-star kind of like cart, which no one has really gone to investigate any of the drinks or snacks or anything, as Deathbrew has been just moving around in there, them all nice, as you meet up with Otto and Jin again.
Well, hello. And Gert like plops down on the floor, crisscross applesauce. What's happening?
Nothing much. Right, Otto?
Yeah, it's been a very uneventful day. We went to the pub, and nothing else.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, I went on a date.
Oh.
About my next, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some pros, there were some cons. He couldn't really eat a sandwich in 2 bites, but he's into like wrestling and I mean I could take him, look at me. But what?
What kind of wrestler can't eat a sandwich in 2 bites?
That's what I'm saying. And
I don't
Gert's
know.
just like, thank goodness someone understands me. Like this look of relief floods her face.
I don't know if this guy's worth your time. You do your business, and it's your life. But a wrestler who can't eat a sandwich in 2 bites.
What is this standard for wrestlers?
At least at max 2.
Don't you want to
Gert-
enjoy a sandwich?
Gert looks at you with this look of like disbelief that you don't understand the value of the speed of eating versus the enjoyment. And she goes, "You live a very interesting life, don't you?"
I mean, I was simply taught to take my time with food. 2 bites seems like too much of a hurry for me.
I'll have to try that sometime. And are there like crackers?
Yeah, make an investigation roll.
Search for crackers.
I'm ready.
Yes, you have to investigate for crackers.
You know, sounds like my daily life, so I'm offended by it.
Yes, you notice kind of like a couple of crumbs are near one of the refrigerator that look like crackers. And as you open up, you see kind of like there is a full little tray in there of both crackers and cheese and dip, which if you want to figure out what the dip is, I'll need an Arcana roll.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just going to eat it. Is that okay?
Oh, yes.
So Gert grabs a cracker, throws some cheese on it, and gets a big old scoop of the dip, like in very Gertrude messy fashion, looks back at y'all, and then takes the tiniest bite humanly possible because she's trying to eat slow and enjoy it because she's curious.
Okay. The first sensation that you get as you bite in is like it's almost very calming as you go into it. And next you have this like bit of glow that seems to come off you for a second before it dissipates.
Okay, totally off topic. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Crackers aren't supposed to do that, are they? I've never.
What apparently I've learned a lot of things about food today that I did not know.
You and me both.
It's actually pretty good. And she like crams the whole thing in her mouth.
Okay. Like again, like for the moment, you feel like very calm, very relaxed, and you're very glowing, but you don't seem to notice. Yes, Jin probably doesn't, but Ardo certainly noticed that there is almost a little extra hue of pink in your hair.
Maybe this is a neither eat the food nor drink the drink situation. If you catch my meaning.
Okay.
I don't. Gert looks at you. Are you trying to starve me?
What?
I am but an old woman who just needs her snacks.
You know, this all checks out. Never mind what I said earlier. It all checks out now. Giving it more thought. Do you?
Fair
Gert,
enough. If anybody's gonna handle it, yeah, sure.
Gert, very proud of her cracker experience, hobbles over and sits down.
Now, Otto, if you want, you can make an Arcana check on that dip. Or Jin, if you'd like to.
Dip. Well, unless it was burned with dragon fire to add spice. I don't really know much about it.
I'm not versed in the culinary arts.
Okay, that is a nat 1. So, here's what I'm going to say is interesting and why you are suspicious of it is that it reminds you in particular of the same kind of flavor as your magic whenever you're doing magic. And you're reminded of what the dragonborn that's stuck in horoscopes said about pink hair in your future.
Oh no.
Otto turns to Jin and is like, yeah, definitely don't eat anything here, please. And Gert, do whatever you're gonna do, but just stay on that side of whatever this thing is.
I think you need to relax, buddy.
It's been a stressful day, okay? Not every day does a dwarf try to murder you and then disappear.
No, today's been pretty chill. Pretty chill.
Yes, very normal. No dwarves, except for the normal dwarves.
I need you to make a deception roll there, Otto.
Gert is there.
Can I choose to fail?
Squinting.
Yes, you can always choose to fail.
I'm going to fail that deception check.
Jin is staring at Otto so hard.
Are y'all?
Sweat.
Where are y'all in the room? Like, are you sitting at a table? Like, what's happening?
Otto has kind of backed themselves into a corner and is trying very hard to look casual in a way that is not at all convincing.
So you see Otto like that. You see Jin actually chill, leaning up against the wall, just looking at Otto while shaking his head. My God.
Is
man.
there a chair in the room?
Yes, like this is essentially think of like you are in like an RV, like but medieval equivalent. Like it is very fancy. Everything is like top shelf. Like there's probably a little table like you could sit on. Like there's enough room like you all could sit out and sit on the ground next to each other, or you could be in separate corners away from each other with like little refreshment like places and cupboards and all that you could, if you want, check out and investigate.
Gert would like to find something that she can stand on that gives her a little more height since she is so short, and she's going to pull it over in front of Otto and Jin and stand up on it and cross her arms and say, "It's not good practice to lie to your elders." And like look side to side. I would like to roll intimidation.
Yes.
Is that okay with everybody if I do that?
But like just to add some little flavor, like I imagine like there is like a folded like step ladder, like you can just pull it out and then be up so that you are with equal height with Otto.
Yeah. Hold on. What is happening? I'm rolling intimidation. I have to remember where that is. That's a thing. Okay, here we go. Oh.
Otto, you are definitely intimidated by Gert. Like I'm imagining like it is like from Spirited Away. Like you see kind of like the waves of the hair seem to, and Gertha seems to get larger while your perspective of them gets smaller and smaller. They're just enlarged while there's this radiating energy off of Gert with each little hair almost about to fly off and attack you.
Otto kind of shrinks back into the corner. Is like, I may have been tailed by a dwarven assassin whose head I blew off and then set on fire. But
dragon man, you have no poker face at all.
It's been a very stressful week. All right.
Never realized before.
Why didn't you tell me?
Plausible deniability. The fewer people know about a murder and potential large-scale fire in the middle of the city, the fewer people the guard can take.
Gert, like, furrows her brow and, like, pinches the bridge of her nose. And it's just like, I can't leave them alone for 5 minutes. How am I supposed to date when you're running around wreaking havoc? And then you don't even tell me I want to participate.
I was hoping that you were having a nice date. Didn't want to interrupt for potential chaos.
It was totally handled.
Yeah, we had it. We had it taken care of. I set fire to the body. The body disappeared. The problem solved, right?
All right, Otto, we don't need to go over the whole thing, though.
Gert, like, raises her eyebrows and with her mouth just slightly agape goes and nods. And then she hops off the table. She's done being intimidating. And, like, begins to scoot it back.
At this point, Black-Eyed Miller comes into, oh, well, I hope you all are having a good time. Like,
yep.
Otto is just staring into a cup of tea that they have no intention of drinking, swirling it around, looking
having
haunted.
a great time.
oh,
This is fantastic. Thank you very much for letting us travel with you.
I know, like, this right here, best. Like, this right here is one of the very few things, like, you find a Fleshmaker's crap that is still good. It is unbelievable.
Comforting.
Now, if anyone would like to know anything on that Fleshmaker they're mentioning, feel free to roll a history.
Sure. Where's my history? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I'll bite.
I'll do it too.
I'll bite.
Okay, so the group did pass, but we have a nat 1 on the board.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Jin, I'm imagining like you think like everything because it does not relate to dragons in any way or part. All this is made up. It is make believe. The hag doesn't know what they're talking about. It is nothing. None of this is real. The Fleshmaker's made up. Doesn't even exist. They're a myth. They're a legend. It's what makes no sense whatsoever. It's like a fictional character to you. Since that's 11 and 12, you know that the Fleshmaker was a great craftsman, and before the last war, and even like and like almost like even to Gert, like this is older than you or your parents, the actual Fleshmaker, and that should say how long ago like the Fleshmaker was, but their craft was well known and has been known, but for the most part, most of the people's experience has not been actually with the Fleshmaker's great qualities. but rather the Fleshmaker's folly and their mistakes that are around the world.
A fairy tale.
If you want to believe it's a fairy tale, that's on you. I mean,
So-
like, I think, and slaps like one of the walls as it kind of like makes a big sound that way. I feel this is enough proof for me here.
So how did you come across such a fantastical device?
Well, the shorthand is it was inherited.
Inherited, like got it from my wonderful grandmother, or inherited like synonym for looted?
Yes.
Family's complicated.
If you want to make, I will either take an insight or persuasion roll if you would like to know more.
Nah.
Okay. Anybody else before I move forward?
Insight?
Or
Oh,
persuasion?
Persuasion.
Like, either way, if you want to know more on this.
Why not? I have +2. Very nice. Nice.
Okay.
know
Gert,
my
would you like
rolls.
to roll either insert or persuasion before I move forward?
I'm sorry, I'll roll insight. Well, if I can find it. Hold on. My character sheet just did something weird. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so all of you seem to believe it, and Jen, like, your fact of saying it's fairy tale is like, no, isn't interested at all. So all you know is that they said yes.
Right. Definitely a fairy tale. I'll be over here.
Now, as kind of like you hear like the large crushing of things underneath as it's moving along, you actually hear kind of like it coming to almost a sudden stop. Oh, we're here a lot quicker than I expected. Before like seems to scuddy behind the driver's door. And give you guys at least a moment between yourselves for she will come right back to talk to you.
Does this feel like we got here too soon? Reached our destination too soon?
I'm not entirely sure how fast something like this is supposed to travel. It definitely didn't feel like we were moving fast enough to be at our destination.
Can't be. Can I take a look outside?
Yes, you may. All right. What is your passive perception?
Hello. 11.
Okay, yeah, that's good enough. You notice kind of like as you go through like one of what looks like an eyeball glass, is you notice like it is almost a wall of trees, almost very dome-like. And where they seem to have stopped, there seems to be a small hole that is too small for the actual vehicle itself to go through, but you are.
Where are we?
Yeah, but other than
relay
that,
that.
like most of it does look very much like the moor.
I relay that to you folks. Right, we're in some sort of strange, magic thing. You understand magic?
No.
Oh, well,
that's kind of been the issue.
Hello, magic. And she like points to herself.
All right, well, we're in some kind of, I guess, abstract sort of place. I think it's probably magic. Who knows, though?
Can I like roll a investigation or something?
I
to
will
help like
because from the description. I will just tell you. You notice that this right here is a swampy moor where the trees themselves are actually part of this part of the world, where like essentially it becomes very swampy. The trees themselves essentially have become a border that allows for the actual swampy nature of the moor, which is completely surrounded by like water, swampy land. Like it's very kind of like it's its own ecosystem. And as a witch, I'm sorry, as druid, I think, right? Am I getting it wrong? I'm forgetting your class.
oh me.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain I'm a warlock, but
Oh,
I can't
okay.
remember.
Sorry, I was using the wrong descriptor.
Yeah, I'm a warlock.
Okay.
No, you're good.
From you would know this would be a kind of place where one might meet up with to make a pact with kind of like a very swampy kind of patron. And maybe not yours in particular, but like this is an area, it's contained, it has its own environment, which if kind of like you're going to go and rescue the unicorn from the sister, odds are this would be where a sister witch would probably be hiding out and making their home.
And like Gert regurgitates that information, but in her own style. Like explaining that like this area feels like something that a place that like someone like her would go to, to like find a patron, and she's wondering if someone of witchy variety resides in the area.
Is there anything more like you guys would like to do before we bring back Black-Eyed Bertha?
I'm still hurt from our engagement with the dwarf.
Yeah.
How long's it been?
Emotionally or physically?
Yes.
I didn't even know you were broken.
Physically. Has it been long enough for like a short rest or anything? So I can maybe like roll a hit dice?
Yeah, like, because again, the whole time in travel, like essentially like you were in a carriage ride. So it makes perfectly sense that maybe like you grabbed water or something from your own supplies, essentially while we were traveling. So if anyone wants to do like hit dice or anything for like and count that whole ride as like a short rest, you just were all traveling and talking the entire time.
Oh man. All right.
What?
Rolled full on my hit die. Very nice.
All right. Okay, and the head comes off. Now we are going to be dealing with some unsavory people. Now, if you guys, I would hope this doesn't lead to a fight, but just be aware if that happens.
I'm always ready.
What kind of unsavory are you referring to? Because... And Otto just kind of motions back and forth between them and Gert.
Well, they're the ones that roughly will often set up a toll outside a hole to a forest. So a lot of times that can be like You can sometimes just talk your way through.
Bandity folk. Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. Now, I just wanted to persuade, and like you see them have a big like bag ready. Just be prepared. That's all I'm saying before we go out there. But I expect like newspapers, guys like yourselves, you beings all have probably the smarts to get us through here without an actual fight.
Maybe.
I'll try to keep quiet then. Usually end up getting in fights.
Oh, that's okay. We'll just have that as our plan B, Jen.
You see Gert in the background, like, snickering. And, like, looks and under breath goes, we're going to end up in a fight.
Otto just looks at her and is like,
okay. And opens up the door and leads you all out. And in there, like, you see a little menagerie of games. In particular, Otis and Jin, you notice a couple of these guys that are not a rat, but look like a rat, but clearly are not a rat guys. They're about there. You also see kind of like a couple of kobolds, and one in particular like seems to have a big ass giant shield. Like that's all, as they're walking around. You'd imagine maybe like there's something behind that shield, but it's just walking back and forth as Berthel brings you all to the actual where all of them seem to congregate, and goes, "Hello there!" The shield itself seems to like have a voice and talking, but you see no lips or anything. It's almost as this is the person in charge. And you guys hear from it high pitch on the other side. What do you want? Well, I would like us to have passage through the hole that you are doing a grand job of guarding, right, guys?
oh, yeah.
Oh,
real-
yeah.
Great job.
Yeah, such good hole cover. Great.
I've never seen such efficient hole protection.
Yeah. Splendid.
If you want through, what have you brought us?
A sparkling personality. And Gertrude stands up and puts both of her hands on her hips and smiles a very disturbing smile that's meant to be endearing.
Otto kind of Vanna Whites for Gert.
That's a good start.
I'm not participating in that. How about what do I got here? Jin starts throwing things out of his bag, just miscellaneous things. I got a boomerang. How's a boomerang look?
Like you see kind of like one of the rat-like folks that's clearly not a rat. You guys go, I would like one. Silence! Jeff, we've talked about this. You don't try poking up on what's going to be good. You let them talk first. It's their turn to go. Don't you? Sorry. I'm sorry about Jeff. They're an intern. They're learning. Sorry about that.
I'm going to go over by Jeff.
Yes, and what would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Suggestion.
Oh, no.
Which is a second level spell, by the way.
Immediately.
Okay. I forget. Does that have a save or not?
That will Must make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Uh,
So Jeff, the rat-like man who's clearly not a rat, needs a will save.
and that will definitely trigger wild magic.
Oh, they get a nat 1.
Oof.
Okay, let's hear, because this works perfectly. And unlike most suggestions, this one will be permanent on Jeff because they failed.
So Otto is going to lean in close so only Jeff can hear and say, "Are you going to let him talk like that to you? If someone talked like that to me, I would open their throat."
Okay, now let's see about the magic roll now.
Yes, let's. Come on.
Okay, dang it, I was hoping for some wild magic to lead on. Because this feels like such a juicy thing for us to go to break on. What's gonna happen?
You did say I could always choose to fail a roll.
Oh, yes!
Do it.
Even better!
Throw it out.
Oh,
A 15.
oh my god! You gain the ability to speak with animals until a long rest.
Nice.
Jealous.
Oh, like this just feels so good. I have to. Is it like you got a good little things, and there's probably some random animals like can add to your thoughts. I feel like this is very juicy. Let's go to break at this because I feel like Otto, and everybody has some thoughts on how they might handle this. So, because there might be a fight that they could avoid while they are fighting. Yes, we are back. And now we have Jeff, the rat-like guy, and the kobolds. He's all are along there. He's had the suggestion of, shouldn't you just stand up to him? I wouldn't let him talk to me like that. And Jeff goes like to the shield itself, like, why? Hey. Why? Why you gotta talk to us like that? We're the workforce here. And the other kobolds spoke up and go, yeah! When do we get to have some of the stuff? The shelter goes, this isn't the time or the place. And as you notice, like a lot of those kobolds in particular and Jeff seem to be arguing with this giant shield for a bit, and then the shield itself seems to turn to face them, and you notice behind it, the shield itself, is a kobold. And most of them are not noticing, so there's only like about 2 of the guards out of them all are in this argument. And what would you like to do?
How is the shield connected to the little kobold?
That sounds like you want to
they
make
like-
an investigation or perception roll.
Investigation works. As soon as I get my character sheet back open.
Was that just a flat roll there? No,
That
it didn't pull up.
yeah.
Okay, there. You notice that it seems to be without any attachment. It seems to be floating almost on its own in front of it. As they're talking, their voice seems to exude out from the shield. And as kind of like you're paying attention, you notice like they're starting to get angry and start into doing stuff to each other. It's getting louding shouts and such. And maybe with a well-placed word or spell, all but 2 might be into a fight. What would you guys like to do?
I started this. I don't want to hog
so-
the spotlight.
What? Pause.
So they've got you have this crowd of
So
people.
essentially, what you're saying is we could start a fight within their group.
Yes, you could with a spell or something, because like all except like 2 of the guards are kind of like off to the side here. So essentially, you'd have only 2 guards here at the hole, while the rest seem to be arguing. You can push it to be something far worse if you want, or you can try something with the 2 guards. There are rat-like men who are clearly not a rat, left to guard the actual hole at the moment, while everyone else is off to the side arguing.
All right, well, let's use it to our advantage.
Is it possible? I'm about to do something that I might regret. Sorry in advance.
I like it.
Can I discreetly throw a pebble at the back of one of the people in the group's head and then like point to another person in the group and be like, oh, they just threw that? Can I do that?
That sounds like a sleight of hand roll.
Okay, here we go. Everybody say your prayers because I don't remember if I put anything into that. I did not! This is sheer luck.
You got one! Whoa!
This is gonna backfire fire. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That couldn't have
Because
come
I
at a
think
worse
it's funny,
time.
I'm going to give you an option. See how badly screwed you are. You can either have it that it fails to even throw, like you try to throw it and it falls flat on the ground, down, or the whole group has noticed you throwing it.
Well, I want
Both
to
have a
choose the
different
one where
consequence.
I would like it to just fall on the ground.
Okay. While everyone else is distracted, something like no one seemed to have been paying attention to. The rock does not go where it's intended and just gets chunked aside and hits a bush. And this is where, like, the two rat-like men who are clearly not a rat kind of like go, "Hey, what are you doing there?"
And Gert looks at them and goes, I'm sorry. It was an accident. I'm just old. And she looks at them, like interlaces her fingers and tries to look innocent, which in its own way just ends up looking menacing. She's not good at it.
Yeah.
She's not a very delicate person.
And here's the thing. Something you didn't notice when you threw it into the bush by accident. See, something actually comes out of it. And this is what I would call a small little elemental, like almost like a little flying eel that kind of like comes out of the bush, like very much of flames off these like orange and yellows as this like eel. Like for the most part, it looks like an eel that would be swimming through the sea, but it's going through the air that has come out of this bush. And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
I'm sorry.
Hey, here's the thing. You have 3 enemies versus 12.
Okay.
Jin just looks between these two. Why? Why did we do this?
Upset a bandit camp? I mean, that can't be good for the local economy. I mean, do you just want to do what the bandits want you to do?
You know, if we wanted to get into a fight, you could have just told me.
Sorry. I want to get into a fight. You want to? Would you like to help?
Now we have a fight. No, you don't do it post-fight. You should do it pre-fight.
So we should get like a signal. We'll do a signal. When I want to do a fight, I'll go ha at you, and then I'll do what I'm gonna do to make the fight start.
Wow. No.
We'll fine tune it later. It's fine.
I'm
Okay.
not going to respond to that signal. I'm going to be honest.
So, one group did a crit. So, knowing this, you have not a rat man tosses a dagger at Gert. Does a 17
squishy.
hit?
I'm pretty sure. I'm delicate. I mean, I'm not, but I am. Hold on, so I gotta find it. Yeah, it hits by a lot.
Okay.
Rough.
So I need you to make a Constitution save. Because you get hit with 5 piercing damage, and you might get hit with 3 poison damage. Oh no, you just
I'm
get
good.
Okay. So you only get the 5. Next, it's the other one, and just kind of like very confused, like, oh, okay, we're doing this now. And does the same thing of just throwing a poison dagger, this time at Otto. Does an 18 hit?
Pretty handily, yeah. I would actually like to cast Shield as a reflex to that.
Yes.
Wait. Do I, or is it going to matter? It's not going to matter. Don't worry about it.
Okay, let's just flavor it is. Like, you're right about to, but before you can, it does hit you. You
Fair
for
enough.
5 damage, piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw to see you get hit by the poison damage. Oh no, that is 3 damage that you get hit of poison damage. Added on to that. Next up, we have Jin up on the board.
See what happens. Do you see what happens? Reckless actions result in reckless consequences. Then I'm going to go into a rage.
Yeah. Let's rage it up. Come on. We haven't seen you rage in a while. How do you rage?
Rage. Jin has seen his colleagues mess around with these bandits. He's seen the bandits hit his colleagues with poison daggers. So he's kind of fed up with this whole situation. And I imagine, just for flavor, he's an Earth Genasi, so his grip tightens on his halberd and his skin starts to crack down the arm as he pulls it out.
Oh yeah, like with little the ground itself seems to almost shake around you too. Okay, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna swing for, I suppose, the one that hit Gert.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up with the old halberd. Try to hit. Just a regular old attack, no reckless.
That does hit.
That's 11 plus 2 from rage damage, so 13 points of damage to this one as I slash out.
Okay.
With my halberd.
So 13 slashing.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you'd like to do this turn, or is that your end?
Nothing else I can do, so I just stay engaged with this one. Yeah. Have you realized what you shouldn't have done?
Ooh. This time, we have the Sunstrike. And what it does is it can do for a heat flash. And it targets a Sunstrike attachment to it. You must succeed on a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. Let's go with Jid since you got rage up. So it sees you as the most threatening at the moment.
Sure. Constitution? It's just regular.
Oh, that does not.
My rolls today.
You take 7 radiant damage, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 7 too.
Oof. Ow.
Hey, I told you the nat 1 was really bad.
Ow. All right. Jin feels that hit and turns to the other two and just says, "What have you gotten us into?"
I'm not even sure why you're surprised anymore. I'm sorry.
Burned to death by the sun.
Otto, it is your turn.
Hmm. I am gonna magic missile the eel.
Okay.
As a second level spell.
Okay. That is 9. And I need a wild magic roll too. Oh, 13. You grow a jaunty mustache.
Oh no, a mustache!
No,
What?
not just a mustache. A jaunty mustache.
It's so jaunty.
Okay. Next we have Gert. What can Gert do?
Oh, what can Gert do? Are both of the little rat men standing?
They're not a rat. Yeah,
Oh, not a.
they clearly are not a rat. That who just they're rat-like men who clearly are not a rat.
I'm going to. I have a. Okay, here's my question. I have a thing that makes my Eldritch Blast a cantrip. Do you count cantrips as actions or bonus actions?
It is an action. As you leveled up, I believe at level 3 or 4, you get 2 strikes with that Eldritch Blast.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Is the Eldritch Blast?
Who you going to Eldritch Blast? Who's gonna get that pew pew?
The one that hit me. Oh, are you serious?
A 7 does not hit.
That's silly. Did you say I could shoot it twice?
Yeah, it's twice. It's one action,
Okay.
but you do it twice. So it's 2
Perfect.
ranged
I hear you.
attacks.
This one better hit.
No!
Are
Oh.
you kidding me? And Gertrude throws both of her hands up in the air and literally says, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, like roughly as you see, kind of like it's what it hits is roughly as it balls up into it. The shield and the hat looks like a barrel with them both coming together, and you miss where the head was. Like they purposely are prepared against ranged attacks with this. And with that, he's going to come back at you. Pops out. And this one, just to kind of like be mean, since they seem to be dominating you, he picks up balls of dirt and tosses them at you. Yeah.
Hey, you stop it. That's disrespectful. And Gertrude is like standing there taking all of these little dirt thingies.
Okay, does a 7 or an 18 hit?
An 18 hits, a 7 does not.
Okay. So you take 1 damage as one of the dirts hit you.
And she like howls and like, ow! What?
Yeah, clearly this
Crazy.
one's out to disrespect you because they are just trouncing you at the moment.
Oh, fighting words. Fighting words.
The other one seeing, oh, you got this. Focus their attacks on Otto with another throwing dagger at Otto. Does a 21 hit?
Woo!
Me. Oh, no, sorry.
Okay, if a 21 hits you, Otto, that's 5 piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw to see if like you can avoid 3. Okay, you pass. So you only take 5 damage. And that's the end of its turn. Jin, what would you like to do?
Jin, having just been freshly lit up by radiant light, looks at the one in front of him, looks at Gert, looks at the one in front of him, looks at Gert. Yeah, she'll be fine. And he's gonna move over toward the Sunstrike. This thing. Okay. And I wanna try to strike it.
And for anyone that's wondering why the Night Hag is not, Bethril isn't doing anything, they are basic. So the group does not notice them as they're doing this fight, so you don't have to deal with everyone attacking you all at once.
Yeesh.
Okay.
All right. So I'll use my. Should I?
Yeah, do it. Like, whatever you want to do, go for it. You want to think of something creative, go for it. Because you have the ability to gain a flying speed, remember? So you can take advantage of, fight this eel away from everyone and take advantage of the situation.
I would have to pull it away though. Oh man, what to do? Okay. Jin's gonna go reckless for his attacks. So first attack with my halberd. All right, let's see what you got. At advantage because of recklessness.
Yep. Oh yeah, and don't you get a plus to that 11?
Yeah, +2 for rage damage, so that's 13 points damage. Bonus action, I spin my halberd and try to whack it.
Okay. Go for it. Make another attack.
Also at advantage. That's wow. Whoa, my god.
Okay.
What
Like
are my
it
rolls?
just it moves out of the way, just slithers in. And in response to that,
I'm officially having a bad time.
yeah. It actually ends up glowing for a bit. And you actually don't see it anymore. And as it seems to have disappeared, you are feeling what I would imagine is little pinpricks on your body. Does a 12 hit?
12? It has advantage if this is an attack roll.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Does an 18?
An 18 does hit.
Okay. So you take 6 piercing damage.
Oof.
And it seems to be, you're feeling a little bit of drain from you. As your maximum hit points is reduced by 2 now.
Is that halved, by the way?
Yeah. No, I did not. That would be 1.
No, sorry, the piercing damage. The hit point drain probably would be reduced.
That one I did not. Yeah, that would be 3 damage and 1 drain on your maximum.
Okay, then. So, okay. All right. Fun times with Jim.
Ah. Like, again, it's that nat 1. If only. Otto, it is now your turn.
Hey.
I am going to turn to the rat man who keeps throwing daggers at me whip out my crossbow and put one in him with any luck.
Come on.
Okay.
Boom.
18. Okay.
18 does hit.
Nope.
21 does hit.
Sorry, that's supposed to be rolling damage, but it doesn't want to do that.
Hold on one sec. Usually you click on it.
Yeah.
So that is 14 piercing damage you've done on it.
I only got one shot. It
Okay.
second click was a mistype.
Okay.
So 7 damage.
Okay. The rat-like man, who is clearly not a rat, that is hit by it, like right in the chest, going, "Ow! Ow! That hurts! Why does it hurt so bad?" Otto, is there anything else you'd like to do this turn?
Nah. No, I've caused enough chaos.
Gert, it is your turn.
I'm angry because these little goobers were very mean to me. And I would like, what would I like to do? That's the real question. I think that I want to walk up and smack one of them, the one that was throwing dirt at me, on the head with my staff, if I may.
Yes, that sounds like you want to make an attack roll with your staff. Okay.
Did I do that? That's not what I meant to do. My
Okay.
bad. How do I
Do
this?
just a flat D20, and if it hits, 1d8 damage.
Perfect. Are you kidding me?
Oh, like it just
I
like
quit.
like 'cause you were just whacking it, and it's just dodging around, weaving around your stick as you swing it around it, and trying to tell him, "Get off your lawn!" Yeah, but he's very confused because this is not your lawn. So why are you telling him to get off it? Okay. Oh, did not mean to hit that. Sorry. Okay. Does a 19 hit? Hit. Gert? Or 11? 'Cause this is the one like you just tried to whack. Just throw some dirts at you. You're muted? You're muted?
My bad. 11 meets my AC. So does that mean that it beats it?
Yep.
It meets it beats it, right? Okay.
Yep. So let's do 2d4. So you get hit with 7 in damage with dirt.
Oof.
Woo! I'm squishy.
And he is clearly not even bothering with an actual weapons he has. He's just throwing dirt at you, giving you no respect.
Oh my god. What's happening?
Okay, the other one, seeing how, well, the only thing they're doing works, goes, magic dagger! And throws another poison dagger at you. Does a 7 hit you, Otto?
Not this time.
Hey.
Jin, it is now your turn.
Oof. So, can I see this thing? This eel? Or is it just gone?
Here's the thing. You can't see it, but you know the puncture wounds it has on you. Like, you can see that.
Does it feel like I'm still being pierced?
Yes.
All right. Jin's gonna I think Jin wants to try to grab hold of it.
Oh yeah, that seems like we need a grapple check. And you have advantage, which is so that means it's a regular roll because it's invisible.
Gotcha. So regular 24.
Oh, that works. And I will allow you as a bonus action to slam it to the ground.
You know, that's funny because I actually want to grab onto it and slam it into one of these things.
Do it. But the difference is that it would be a ranged attack and it can fly. So if you do that, it does have the chance to not work. Like whatever you want to choose to do.
Slam, throw.
The difference is one, you're guaranteed to damage. The other, there's a chance it's not.
Let's go for... This thing's messing me up right now. All right. We'll go for the safe option. I'll slam it.
Okay. Do 2 unarmed attacks, and you get advantage on those rolls to slam it.
All right, 2 unarmed attacks. Either
both are with advantage because you are grappled. You know where it is.
So, does 16 hit?
Yes, it does. Its AC is 14.
One, and then the second one, 23 hits. So
that's 8 damage. And it is, you can see it now. It's unable to stay invisible. It is there, stuck in the ground, and there's a cartoon of little birds circling it, just, and it is knocked prone.
Finally.
Yeah. And it is, since it is prone, and it is its turn, it's going to try its best to right itself. And I'm going to say, like, it takes a wisdom to get over that strike. Is it wise enough to get over it? It is. So it is no longer prone and pulls it out of its ground, but that's its entire turn.
Truly rough.
Next, Otto.
I would like to turn to the not quite a rat man that just hit me. And subtly shifting my features to accentuate the jaunty mustache, I'd like to turn to him and say, "Do you really think you can stand against me?"
Oh! Okay.
It's like the villain twinkle in my eye.
I will, and that's an intimidation roll with advantage.
Well, the first one is a 19, and that is a...
Let's see if you can crit. Let's see.
Oh, no.
Dang it.
19.
Okay. He is clearly scared and goes, screw this, I'm not paid enough, and just runs off. Is there anything else like you'd like to do as a bonus action? So you have bonus action and movement left. Because you intimidating was your action.
Yeah, I don't have much in the way of bonus actions, so I am just going to move up next to Gert.
Oh, you're going to go in front of Gert?
Next to.
Okay. Gert, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Eldritch blasting again.
Okay, this is point blank.
Okay.
So I will give you your first Eldritch Blast with advantage. So you're right next to him as he's throwing dirt at you. A 12 doesn't hit, but like again, this is the first one is with advantage. So roll again. Dang. Can't miss. Point
I
blank.
can't. I can't do it. Oh my goodness, the dice hate me today. Okay, but I get 2 strikes, right?
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to pull up its AC and I hit initiative by example. But yeah, you have another attack. You have an Eldritch Blast. Still! Come
I'm
on!
going to throw a tantrum right now.
Oh my god!
Gert is just getting more and more infuriated by the fact that she continually is failing every attempt to get back at those little dirt throwers.
Okay, and because we have a question from chat on how many plot points to trigger a wild magic surge. Otto, are you good with that being 4?
You know, whatever.
Okay.
Throw me to the wind. Let the chaotic magic surge through me.
Okay, so 4 plot points if you want, or a donation of 12. But again, I'll also argue if you make a donation in $6.90 to Raven, you also triggers a wild magic surge. Yeah. Okay, back to the game. We have the one that ran away, then we have the rat that is disrespecting you. It sees at least you got backup now. Tries throwing one at Otto. Whoa! That's a crit! I think a 25 hits.
Yeah, that'll do the trick.
Okay. I need a Constitution saving roll, so this isn't as bad as I think it'll be.
I would like to activate Tides of Chaos on that just in case.
Okay.
Hey.
For crit.
Okay, so yeah, you needed it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this right here, you just take 10 piercing damage. Which is, yeah, because of the crit, if you'd failed that, you'd have continuous poison damage. So you really needed a pass.
Yeah.
Jin, it is now your turn.
All
What would you
right.
like to do?
Reckless. Now that I can see this thing, it's time to play whack-a-mole.
Yes!
So,
Tell me, if you tell me how you're whack-a-moing, I will give you advantage. Double advantage here, since you're raging.
I'm gonna... Man, if I can get an advantage while going reckless.
Yeah, I said, like, if you're going reckless, I'll give you double advantage. So you get double 2, so that's the price. You choose. But I need a good description on how you're whack-a-moing it.
So Jin... Oh.
Okay.
Jin, still his arms are cracked from raging, so he starts spinning the halberd up in the air, and then he brings it down for a big ol' smash up top of its head.
Okay. And because we had a wild magic surge plot point that applies to everyone, everybody gains a language.
Ooh.
Yeah. So think on that for a bit. Everybody now will gain a new language they can speak till the next long rest.
That's actually perfect. I know exactly what I want to take. Yeah, so I swing it down. First strike. It's a wow, crazy low.
Oh, you're just too shy of its AC.
Yeesh. That's okay. Bonus action. I'm gonna repeat, and then I'll bring the back end of my halberd down on top of its head.
Okay.
A
Let's
nice old-
see.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's see something good. Come on. Oh my
Whoa.
God!
Whoa!
That is a nat 1.
That is double nat ones.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Okay. I need you to have a Constitution saving throw.
Whoa! Okay.
Because as it grabs hold, instead of you slicing, it grabs hold of it, and a ray just shoots off at you. Oh, you save!
Now you want to crit? Come on now.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna say, like, they try multiple times. Let's let it ride. Where, like, because it's next turn, where it's trying over and over again, and rays of light are coming at you, and you just are no-selling it. As your hands are gripped onto the halberd, just holding it in place, and unable to do damage to you. Otto, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I am going to treat the not a rat man in front of me to a bit of their own medicine and stab him with a dagger.
So you pull this poison dagger out of you and throw it back at him? Because you got 2 of those, and they throw into you.
No throwing. I'm right there. I'm sticking at him.
Oh, now are you using both or just one that's in you?
Oh, just one. Otto is not competent enough for dual wielding.
Okay. A 10, unfortunately, does not hit. But because that was so creative, I'll give you another try at that. Like, we've seen it's very good at dodging. Let's try again. First miss. Oh, and the second one does hit. So let's see if it can make the Constitution saving throw. It does, so it takes 5 damage. And it looks a little bloody. Like, you really hit the sweet spot there with that. Like, really, like, as you stab it in, twist it, it's just like, oh, he's really made a poor decision. Is there anything more you would like to do?
No.
Okay. Gertrude, it is your... And I really hope you can succeed here. Like, I am more than willing, like, if you can come up with just creative use of a spell. Hell.
Gertrude really needed something to, like, bring her back down to reality, that she's not, like, the bestest ever. I'm going to... I would like to use Burning Hands.
Yes.
Wait, what does that do again? Does that do what I want it to do? Excuse me. I think it does what I want it to do. I can't look at it. I'm doing it. Yes.
Okay. I can't...
Okay, so
like, your
to
hands are on...
save.
Like, okay. You're on fire, so does that mean, like, they have to make a save?
Yeah, so they'll do a dexterity save because I'm shooting fire at them. So it's whether or not they
Come on!
Yeah. Oh, I got one of them.
No, there's only one. Like,
Oh.
left. It said 16. You know what? If you can describe how you can, after he dodges perfectly away, you can just, if you give me a description on how you get it, I'll give you it.
Okay. So Gertrude is old, right? And she's not really paying attention to where she's standing or what her footing is because she's distracted and angry and emotional. And so as she goes to put all of that anger energy into her hands, she accidentally stumbles and just so happens to barely burn the littlest bit of his butt. Does that work?
Yes! His butt's on fire! And so I think that's 15 fire damage, right?
Wowza. Is it? I have no idea.
It's actually like as he just jumps away from you, you notice him going in flames. Do you want lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
Okay, as he's just going around trying to put out the fire, he ends up like knocking himself out and just is in a pile of mud itself.
There we go.
Anything else you'd like to do this turn?
Gert would like to point to that one and go, ha! Like I did it! That's it. Then she'll end her turn.
Okay. Jin. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
Let's try again. Reckless. I'm gonna attack. This is rough. It's a rough time I'm having. Alright. Swings down with the halberd again. 19?
Wow. Yes, that does hit.
And 11 plus 2 from rage damage is 13 points of damage.
Yeah, you got it down to 20.
Once again, swing my pole arm to try to hit it with the back. Come on, let's do it. 22.
Yes!
That's 5 plus another 2, 7 points of damage.
Okay, you got it down to 13. And it's its turn.
If it makes an attack roll, advantage against me. I'm reckless.
Yep. And it is gonna go and bite at you. So that would be... Sorry. Downside of having this on a different screen. Dang it. No, that's not what I want you to do. No, roll 20. Bad roll 20. Bad roll 20. That's not what I want you to do. Okay, I think a 21 hits.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you are going to take 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
No, that's half. That would be 3. And you lose 2. No, that's half 1 point from your maximum H point.
All right.
Otto, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to... I'm gonna magic missile the eel.
Okay. And I need a wild magic roll too. Unless you'd like to fail.
Nah, let's leave it up to the dice.
Okay. You pass. So, magic missile. How many magic missiles are we gonna get? Now we're down to 6 health. 6 health. What is Gert gonna do now that Otto is... Like, Otto, you're done with your turn, right?
Oh yeah, I got nothing else.
Okay. What is Gert gonna do with her turn?
So, who all is left to annihilate?
You have more options, but it's just the only one that is actually attacking you is the eel.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Come on. Yes. Lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
Because I think that's it. No! Dang it! I wanted you to hit! You were
Oh,
off
I
by
did it?
one.
Okay.
It's 14.
I got another one. I got another one. These dice really.
Yes! You do
Okay.
kill it! Lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
Okay. And with that, we exit combat. Good job, everybody. Everybody did a good job. Let's give them all a hand. And as we've had in there, just a great battle for everyone. Just applaud everybody. You guys have a couple of unconscious. You have unconscious eel and unconscious rat-like person who's clearly not a rat, and kobolds arguing while there's a big hole open to the forest area. That is the moor. What would you like to do?
Hold on. I'm gonna kill the seal.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut it like cake.
That's terrifying in this day and age.
Well, to be fair, they did defeat a cake monster, so.
Yeah, but we couldn't cut that one. We had to smash it.
Everything is cake. Run.
Well, not everything. Clearly, this is eel inside.
Yeah, Jin kills this thing, and it looks like he's really working something out today.
Yeah. And Ripley kind of like, I want, like, this is very snake-like as you're mashing it. And as kind of like you do, the eyes themselves seem to, like, pop out and almost look like jewels themselves.
Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna grab one.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Otto is going to plop down brokenly on the ground and stick their fingers in what remains of the Goodberry jam, because they are about to die.
Okay. I think, didn't we say that was 2d8 plus your constitution modifier?
2d10 flat.
Oh, okay. Plus your constitution. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Like, you do notice the hole, and Bethel is doing their best to distract, like, so no one looks here, and just like ever so often saying, well, like, this guy has a good point, and just keeping that argument going up. So what would you guys like to do?
Let's leave.
Okay, so do you guys go towards the hole entering the moor?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been sufficiently drained.
As we pass through the hole into the moor, I'm going to turn around and cast Minor Illusion so that it looks like the head of the kobold behind the shield sticks out from around the shield and kind of looks around for a second before poking back in.
Oh! I love when Otto does this. Okay. as you enter into the moor, like, you notice it being very damp. There is a whole lot of kind of like swampy feel. This often, like, to all of you, feels like maybe very sweaty and very hot. Contrast to kind of like the kind of like normal cool day that was outside beforehand, feeling just this large amount of heat in this own like self-contained environment that is very swampy. And as kind of like you're going through, I'd like anyone to make a perception check that'd like to.
Not bad for a crit fail.
Oh, sorry, we're doing perception checks.
Your fail is the equivalent of a regular roll.
Otto is very, very, very observant when they are paying attention.
What is happening?
Nothing good.
Okay.
Nothing good. Death and destruction all over the world. It's
Well,
terrible.
Everything is fine, like kind of like as you're moving along the swamp. Is there anything you guys would like to talk to as the hag catches up with you guys? Wow, you guys did a number.
I don't like bandits.
Jin is decidedly not talking.
I'm sorry, I almost got everybody killed. I don't like bandits. It's a long story.
Just not talking. Complete silence.
Otto hands the last dose of Goodberry jam up next to Jin, just as a peace offering, just like,
No. No.
passes it to Gert.
Sorry, what did you pass to me?
Good berry jam.
Yeah, it's the last dose of an item from earlier. It's a one-shot 2d10 heal.
Oh, I'm gonna eat it. Is that okay?
It's for you.
Yeah, I'll eat it. So 2d10.
Yep. And plus Constitution modifier if you have any.
Sweet. I am fixed, which is good because I'm very squishy.
Okay. And as kind of like you're going about, you notice the hag just kind of like frazzled off of something they just heard.
So, wait, what? As she looks at the hag and goes, what? Why do you look like that?
Buzzing! Don't you hear it?
Do I hear buzzing?
No, because you didn't pass the DC for the reception check.
No, I don't hear anything. You might want to get that checked out. There's not anything being, to be heard out here.
Are you sure? Like, you notice her kind of like putting her finger in the ear, trying to clear out any excess wax. Like,
I mean, I don't hear anything.
Yeah, if anything, it's a little too quiet.
And I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw, everyone.
Do I see anything happening?
No, again, you failed the perception check.
All right, so it's just a straight roll.
This is a dexterity saving throw.
The dice today are not having it.
Vicious.
I have to see it. Not working
Vicious
for me.
and sinister.
Ah!
You almost tripled my roll.
Okay. Only one of you saves as you are hit with actual bee hitting into your flesh. And taking 5. Nope, I'm looking at the wrong thing. You'd be taking 6 damage. For those that failed, those that passed, nothing. So that would be Jin, I believe.
For once.
And
Gert is gonna go, ow! And start swatting.
And you now hear a large buzz, almost of a swarm of bees walking as you kind of look in the direction where this large amount of wasp sound of buzzing of bees. You see a badly beaten animated armor walking towards you that looks very dented and with looks like actual explosion damage done to it. And something that would be very apparent to Otto and Jin is one of the gloves has mushrooms on there. What would you like to do?
So it's walking towards us?
Yes, an animated armor. So think
Okay.
a knight in armor that is bees, sound of bees buzzing around it. And you can see a couple of bees, but it's badly damaged walking towards you.
Can I use hold person on a suit of armor? Or does it have to be an actual person?
For that to work, I will say you need to make an Arcana roll to see if that can work.
Okay. Arcana.
Okay.
Hey.
What's the save on that?
Okay, give me just a second. I got to pull it up. Keeps on pulling out this window I don't need. Okay. Let's go, and I will just do this. Hopefully that brings it up. The save is a wisdom save of 13.
Ooh! This is going to be interesting, because that's -3. So you got a good chance of this actually working. And they fail!
Hey!
And it's just I'm imagining because it doesn't work as it's supposed to, they are held into position as it seems to be just in a walking loop, trying to go towards you all. Of just in the same position, but it keeps trying to walk. But it's just in the same position. Because hold person didn't work exactly as it's designed to do. So it's just essentially in an animation loop of walking towards you guys while it's only standing in position. And you
Perfect.
hear the buzzing get louder and louder within it.
Gert turns to her colleagues and says, I believe now would be the time to run.
Sure.
I will remind you, like, there is talk with animals since we are an animal.
Are they considered beasts?
I don't think so, because it doesn't for beasts for them to be kind of like four-legged. And I think these are insects. Yeah. But the thing is like, you can, like, you do have the ability to speak with them if you choose to via speak with animal.
Sure, I'll bite. Otto will slap at the bees and be like, stop stinging me! Go away! Why won't you just go away?
You abandoned us. And I will allow for a history roll to see if, like, you can, if you don't remember offhand.
Oh no, Otto is familiar. At the very least.
Like, the clue of, like, one of the gauntlet hands having mushrooms should be a good clue.
Yeah. Sadly, we don't have that gauntlet hand anymore.
No, it's on it.
And the other one was on Dell.
No, it's
Not
not
anymore?
on Dell anymore. It's on this animated armor.
Yeah.
And it seems to be full of bees.
Looks like you got the one that abandoned you.
Nice. Cave explode. You abandons.
I did not blow up that cave. I've done a lot of horrible things, but that's not one you can pin on me.
What?
That was Dell. Dell was in charge of that. I just watched because I'm not good with explosives.
Is there anything else you guys like to do? Because if not, the hag is about to do something.
I'll do speak with animals just so I can hear the conversation.
Yeah.
Not let them know that I'm.
Yeah. Like,
hearing.
because, like, let's just backtrace it and say, like, the whole time, like, you've had it on, so you understand the full conversation so far.
What? Uh-huh. Weird. What are you talking about?
The flump that we met with the cake thing, that the whole cake endeavor. You remember the gauntlet that it gave to Dell that had the mushrooms on it? These are apparently that flump's bees. And they're out for revenge. I'm telling them they got that revenge because Dell blew up the cave. They were in the cave. Now it's not a problem. Dell's gone.
Jin thinks about it. Right. Who?
The other one, the photographer. I think they left the newspaper.
I don't. No, sorry, the other one. The Flump?
The Flump, yeah, the blob thing that we met when we were fighting the cake.
Pretty sure I was getting hounded by Cake at that time. I don't.
It followed us to the cave.
Right. Huh. Yeah, it's not ringing a bell for me.
Okay. If no one wants to do anything else, the hag is about to do something. So just confirming, you guys don't want to do anything more?
I got nothing in my bag of tricks.
Okay. And the hag kind of like just gets into on all fours, like just kind of like billows almost upward. Just, you better get running! And then starts to spew out of their mouth a swarm of bees at it. So, surrounding it, you have bees ready to go when the hold person goes off so that you guys can get off and go without having to deal with this at all. What would you like to do?
That's a lot of bees. Do we just want to go?
Gert turns
No
around
bugs.
and goes, I repeat, now would be the time to run.
Right, apparently you fight bees with more bees.
Makes sense in a way.
You're just gonna walk away. Just walk away. All right. Yep. This makes sense. This fully checks out. Swarm bee swarm.
Yep. Further into the moors.
Yeah, that's kind of like you disappear into the moor. I would like either a survival or a perception check to make sure like you know where you're going without getting trapped in anything. As you can go into the moor, unless like you can give me a good reason for something else.
Well, I'm a pretty normal dude. So, oh wow, that perception though. Huh.
Okay, Jit.
Very observant.
You also had the option of survival. So are you sure you wanted to stick with perception?
My survival's a negative. So I'll stick with that low perception.
So that's just perception or survival. There, Gert.
Oh, I am gonna probably go with survival.
Okay.
Oh,
Both Jin and Gert are about to kind of like head-footed into what to kind of like a swampy river where there's crocodiles. And Otto goes, points out them being there, and they avoid it and move forward deeper into the moor, away to safety.
We just passed Crocodile Rock. A joke no one will get.
Just you didn't fall down Crocodile Hole.
Okay. Since I feel like kind of like we are roughly, you guys are safe away. from that, I want to leave this at least on a little bit of a cliffhanger thing. That as you move forward, there's a shadow that seems to be following you all. As kind of like you are away from one threat as you go deeper into the moor. You hear just kind of like this. Anyone that would like to check with a roll, might hear just a flap of bat wings.
Bat wings. No, those were crows in time.
Okay. If you guys don't want to check it out, we'll end it right there.
Hold off on that. I think
Sometimes not knowing is better.
Just kind of had enough with this whole day. It's like the line is Jin all the way over here, and then everyone else on the other side.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Also, the dice were not feeling us today.
No, the dice were
The
very
dice
brutal today.
said no.
I'm scared to roll.
But
any
those are
more
the
than
best games.
we
Right.
have.
Yeah, the last thing we need is everyone to crit fail the perception roll and get like taken away by giant bats or something.
Oh, look, a butterfly! No, Gertrude. That's not a butterfly.
I feel like that might be a good line. Ended on is going like, they're just going, oh, it's just some butterflies, and not really concerned about it.
Oh, Jin's had a bad day.
Thank you, like all so much for the great game, and let's go a little bit in reverse order, starting with Otto. What was your favorite moment of the session, and where can we find you?
My favorite moment was kind of a continuous stream of just Jin's done with this. Like the overall, what are you doing? Why is any of this happening? Is kind of delightful, and I'm both joyous and sorry. As for where you can find me, other than here, Mondays and Fridays, you probably can't, and you probably shouldn't try. Have a good week.
Jin.
Okay. My favorite part, huh? I think it's got to be. I gotta think more for the image that I have in my head of it. Just this little not rat man and Gert going back and forth. Just the pure imagery that put in my head is just truly too good. Truly too good. Just the continuous mounting frustration, the constant misses, the dirt being thrown around. Like, I almost imagine a little cartoon where Gert's like just in a pile of dirt, and it slowly crumbles off as her face turns beet red. Then you get the final, like the final salvo where it just gets destroyed. You can find me next Friday for Where Things Go South on this channel at the same time. 1 MDT? 1 p.m. MDT, I believe. No one else would like to share, but you can find me on Twitter at LTALIG. That's at LTALIG, and that's a wrap for me.
And with that, we refer to the wondrous and great Gert.
Hi. So I actually am gonna be cliche here for a minute because my favorite part of today was also the dynamic of Jen
and like the no nonsense attitude, the why am I on this adventure with these crazy people? I really love your character in dynamics with like the chaos that's ensued. It's one of my favorite, and I loved my date. So I think Gert can do a little better than someone who can't finish a sandwich in 2 bites, but there is hope for the future. And hi, I'm Jordan, aka Sassy with Sander. You can find me causing a ruckus on Twitter today at Sassy with Sander. You can also find me on YouTube, where I do music. I was a part of a all-women family-friendly podcast called Fate and the Fable Maidens. You can check that out. I played Adina in the later episodes. I will be coming out with some awesome things that you might be interested in on my Twitter that will be sold. So keep an eye out for that pertaining to cosplay-esque stuff. So glad to be here, Michael. You're doing a phenomenal job every time I play under you. I love this game.
I'm glad, because this is my first ever campaign, so yeah. Like, there are times where like I feel like I've misstepped, and other times like I feel like I've done well. Like, my personal favorite moment today was all of you guys just together, just talking in the rocking cart. Like, just like every little bit just going off one of another about what happened, and it makes me so joyous when there is a party split between you guys, because when you come back together, it's just like great moments every dang time, which gives me more ideas for more party splits. I'm Michael Lane. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch under that handle. Actually been trying the whole Twitch streaming with Horizon Zero Dawn and Rad, which hopefully people have been enjoying. I've had at least one fan, so that's a good start. And apologies that one of my lights went out during the break. So sorry, like it's not as good. And you can find me next later tonight on Welcome to the Party with Fiasco, which I believe that's about 8 p.m. Central Time. I think that might be 7 Mountain and Pacific and all that. I can't really, but thank you for everyone watching, to our wonderful cast, to everyone who donated. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, Fundamental RPGs and Grinding Coffee Company. Remember, you can get a 13% off your order at grindingcoffee.co by using the code RAVEN, RVVYN. And I think, like, Raven, do we have a raid cry to give Raven through this whole great thing?
Yeah, I think we're going with I'm stylistically eating sandwiches, which is now in chat. Feel free to copy that. And I'm just going to pop us right over to the rating screen.
Hi.
And, and yeah, thanks again, everybody. Thank you, Michael, for running the game. Fantastic cast for just being amazing. It was a lot of fun to watch. Thank you also, Meebles, for the guild coins, and for everybody that hosted. Be sure to come back here in just over 3 hours, so 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, for Empires and Epitaphs, which is a Forgotten Realms game, where we're essentially trying to keep a literal ghost town going with a combination of living and undead characters in the cast. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I just so happen to know there's going to be a really, really funny and interesting complication that's going to be thrown in tonight. So you'll want to make sure that you stop by and see that surprise. It's going to be a blast. In the meantime, though, we're going to go on a raid, as was mentioned. We're going to go raid Susanna Grace. Susie is a fabulous person. Really fun streamer to watch, and she does a whole lot of tabletop stuff as well. Right now she's playing Sea of Thieves, it looks like. So we're going to go say hello, get your raid cry ready, and I will see you all in about 3 hours. Bye, everybody!